Now 3 really crazy things I want to point out to you that we see during Ambessa's visions. 1. Every scar Ambessa ever had is described as fresh and bleeding all at once, and we see those as red lines on her in the cinematic. We see those on Pantheon and the people behind him, and the people behind him include Katarina and Swain. We know Swain loses his arm in the war with Ionia, and you can see his whole arm is red here. Next, Ambessa continues to hear her grandfather Menelik tell her to get up when she's fighting to prove herself in Volrachnun. Now this could be just a voice in her head, but there are other warriors in the background, and we'll see later that Menelik is indeed most likely claimed by Kindred once he passes. Last is at the end. Ambessa's beginning to accept her place in Volrachnun, leading this elite group of the greatest warriors in runeterra claimed by Kindred, when she feels a throb, a pulse in her stomach. Ambessa is pregnant with Mel at this point, and the pulse that she is feeling in her stomach is actually from Mel. You can see this in the cinematic. And we learn later in the book that Mel gets her power from her Solari father, Rudo. I think Mel saves Ambessa's life here. Ambessa would have died if she was not pregnant with Mel, but she is, and so Mel's power saves Ambessa. We see the end of the cinematic with the Harbinger of Kindred disappearing into the fog, and Ambessa staggering to her feet on the rock-run shores. Now this is the same shore that Mel lands on in the Bite Mark cinematic after the events of Piltover and Zaun. So Mel returns to her family home in Rockrund after the events of Arcane. But let's continue to follow the book. After this, the book has a time skip and we move to Mel's youth. Mel is a child at this point, and we get some context around these scenes from Arcane where Ambessa kills this Ionian girl.